Hey guys, how's it going? I was at a yard sale this past weekend, a estate sale. One of them is the house where it is. And everything was going in it, and then inside the house, kind of where that door is over there, it's kind of like a garage, there was a seat laying on the ground. And I asked, does that seat go to anything? She's like, yeah, there's a old four-wheeler out back, but it hasn't run in years. And I go, you mind if I take a look at it? She's like, sure. I came around and took a quick peek at it. About as far as you see right here, as far as pulling covers off and everything, and it's pretty rough. But I went back and said, I could offer you a couple $100 for it. She's like, you could just take it. I still gave her the $200 for it. That is about all we know of it. We don't know the past history. Again, the seat, the toolkit, and some other stuff was sitting inside the garage floor. And I already got that in my truck. But let's go get us in a stand. We'll get it uncovered. We have to go around that side to get it out of here. I have my truck. I should be able to get it down around, and we move some of the junk out of the way, be able to winch it up, possibly. Hopefully, if the tires aren't locked up. Let's go have at it. See what it's got to offer us. Mosquitoes are already starting to come out. Let's, Polaris Sportsman. $400. Definitely see where the critters were living in it. I can see it a little bit better. Yeah, that covers sometimes hold a lot of rust in it. It's kind of better off sometimes without it. Nest material down there. Like they were chewing on some things up here because they chewed on the key. Got a tag. Can't read it. How many miles are on it? It's got some miles on it for a four-wheeler. Let me figure all that's done at 15 miles an hour, right? Chain is definitely pretty janky. Looks complete though. I don't see the plastic tore up. Too bad. Front tire's flat. As like I said, I got the seat. Looks like maybe they were trying to get to the carburetor and see if they can get it running. Maybe gave up. Like the lens popped off the gas gauge. Or a critter tried eating it. Nest material there. It's got a winch on it. Nope. Alright, let's go and dig a hole. Move some of that stuff out of the way. I think we could probably just maybe squeeze right through there. Get the pallets out of the way. Let's see if it rolls. Rolling? Yeah. Good. Kinda. That chain is dragging. Yeah, a bunch of acorns on the ground underneath it. So I guess it was the nest for somebody to be hanging around. Yeah, we get crusty around the corner. Looks like they're trying to dig the battery out too, huh? They put a new one in there? Maybe they were just trying to charge it. keep it going through the back window. Worry about there. Just in case. They got it tied down. With a winch is loud, ain't it? It gets some air though. One tire on the other side's flat. I'll try to roll it over to the lift. Might be a little bit too big for this table. Let's see. Can't get a running start at it either. Yeah. Fall off. Put a winch up there. I have one. It's not here. Can I make it? It's a big girl. Yeah. Get it on the edge. Ah. The struggle is real. I get it. Head rush. Well, it's actually the next day. I was hoping for a cooler one, but it's not. It's still like 95 degrees in here, so there's background noise is that fan. Let's get a better walk around on it and have an idea of what we are looking at and working with. Grab a light. So we definitely have a nest and bar. Looks like somebody started to take hardware off. Like I said, some of the parts were in the basement of the house. And I noticed them, and then that's when I asked if there was a machine around. They said, yeah, it was out back where it went to. Definitely, it's pretty old. I'm going to say it's early 2000s. We have a mystery toggle switch there. It has taken a hit or two in the front end. And when I was pushing it in, is it going to do it now? Yeah. So it's definitely going to need probably a little bit more than just a carburetor cleaner. I see oil fill here. Is this a two-stroke? Maybe it is. Yeah, that's odd for a usually the four-wheel drive ones are four-stroke. Can we get in there to look? Yeah. I see fins on top of that cylinder head in there. Now the camera doesn't want to focus. Hold on. Yeah. So it's liquid cooled, but it's a two-stroke, I believe. This is going to be our high and low range. It'll have a CVT transmission, which is a big belt on the other side. Looks like the brakes, the rear brakes, are here on a rotor. They all look kind of rusty. Here's a brake caliper right here. Looks So if you break a chain, you have no rear brakes. Or is that just a parking brake? No, that's the brakes. There's nothing back here. Well, we've been sitting a while. I see a sticker on it for 2016. Registered in Maine. So 10 years ago, who knows what was running in between then. I don't see anything. Yeah, the rims are a little beat up. Maine's very rocky, so you're going to see a lot of this. Definitely want to run a steel wheel in there. There's where the belt is. Our coolant reservoir. Again, I think I have most of the covers. All right. What do you want to start with first? Let's pop that air cleaner off and get that nesting material. Actually, you know what? Let's go where that battery was there. That looks actually fairly clean. Let's go put a test light across that. Maybe we'll yank that out of there and throw it on a charger while we're screwing with other stuff. Yeah, let's go put a test light, see if it has any power. I wonder if a two-stroke will have a little bit more get up and go, being a 400 two-stroke, you know? Is that comparable to being an 800 four-stroke? So we got nothing. I'm gonna go double check, make sure my test light is working, but let's go pop that out of there. I'll throw that on a charger away from us. See if it takes anything. We could probably use a jumper pack for now, but let me get that unbolted in and out. I got it on 2 amps on that charger, and you can see, you know, I'm gonna leave a test light on. It kind of shows you the state of things, but if you disconnect it, going out right away. We'll check on that a little bit later. Hopefully when we pull that away, the light is staying on a little bit. I may try to spike it to 10 amps once in a while just to kind of get it going if we don't see any response out of it. If not, you get a new one. Another thing I noticed too is the gas cap's missing the plastic cap. It goes over the top of it. Looks like rodents ate it. But I saw it down here. But we can figure that water got in the gas. That's pretty much a definite, huh? Looking for a VIN number on the thing. I found it. It is 1995. The VIN number's below it, but I found what year it is. It's an oldie. I wonder why it's a two-stroke. 30 years old. Well, I'd say that first base we kind of try to clean out is going to be, well, we know we got rodents. Sucking that in. My fan over there is walking, pointing the other direction. Hopefully parts are available. The problem with a two-stroke is the top end stuff, whether it be a motorcycle or whatever, the top end stuff burns up pretty quick. It doesn't last as long as like a four-stroke. So although it makes more power for the weight, they don't last that long. Anybody living in there? Oh yeah. Yeah. And that was definitely a chipmunk or a squirrel doing his thing. I believe I saw one kind of running out of it too. One thing I do like, I don't see too much of the debris on the other side of the air cleaner going into the carb. So let's get a shop vac and clean all of that out. Because that's going to have, I believe that has a hose that goes like down around the frame and picks up somewhere else. That's how deep this goes. See if you find a carcass or not too. Yeah. It's like a little gnats and stuff flying around and coming out of it. I went and bought some docks, like boat dock. The place was going out of business, and they had them on a pond. So I bought one that was on land, attached land, and one of like the floating docks you swim out to. I went out to that thing, and I was gonna go hook to it and drag it to shore. It's still there. Gotta go get it. The bees started coming out of it like crazy. Well, time to go. And I rode the one dock over to it. And so it's not like I was on a little boat and get away quick. They're chasing me back to shore. Hopefully that's not the case on this. So is that just bottom out? Yeah. So the air intake must just come through the top of the air cleaner. not down below. So what is that like little reservoir for? Maybe water or something for it to stay if you flood it out. I don't know what we can get for. We really should pull the float bowl and everything off. Let's get the plug out of it and we'll spray some oil down inside it. If we can figure out how to get where it is and where to get to it. Let's get this side cover off. Probably under that gas tank, huh? Get it up in the air. You see a plug wire? I see a plug wire, that right there, but I don't know how to get to anything. Like I said, I think we're gonna have to pull the carburetor out for this thing anyway, so maybe we'll do a little bit more digging as far as plastics are concerned. Let me go pop some stuff off of it and get us a little bit closer. Let's actually, let's go pop a look in that gas tank. I wonder if there's a way we can get a like a urine sample out of it. Watch, there's nothing in it. That'd be good. Oh yeah, she's hurting. Yeah. That doesn't look like it's the color it should be, even if it had premix in it. All right, we gotta dig. Let's start getting some of this apparatus off of here. More nuts coming out. I think we have to take all this stuff off the front to get to the gas tank. That was probably the last time it was hauled out of the woods. What do you think? Maybe that's why the nose is doing that. It broke down. Could be. They'll cut that off. If the tow rope was on the back side, it might be a different story, but it's not. Two in the front up here too. Back, how you want to look at it. Let's go see if that cover will come off. Just those. Kind of hoping I don't have to take the rack and everything off the front of it, but we do, we do. I would think it would have... Oh, the acorns are coming out of it like crazy. I think it will. Yeah, there's definitely a house for wayward squirrels. Let's go see if we can lift up over the gas can. Yep. Get the key out of it. Oh, almost there. Good. Yeah, because they ate all the foam going around it. Get like a, oh yeah. So that's what I was thinking. The intake is here, right? And it kind of draws the path, goes around. Maybe it's the elbow is missing off of the top of the air cleaner. Yeah, they're all packed in up in there. All right, for the gas tank, we have bracket down here holding it. This looks like the fuel line. We might be able to break it right here and put pliers on it. Looks like a breather hose. Check the other side. Do they eat wires? Hopefully not. How will that look? Mice usually do that kind of damage. And definitely a bunch of nest material in there, so who knows? Probably gonna hit that with a shop vac and a see any evidence yet. I don't see any that are chewed yet, but who knows. What do we got to do to get this off? Can we, there, take the cap off. Looks like a bolt there. See a bunch of screws around there. Is that for headlight adjustment? Yeah, that might be for headlight adjustment, huh? Not holding that cover on, but, well, the headlight will go with it. Yeah. So what else do we have? A bolt there. I always think one there. Anything in the front? I see like somebody put a regular screwdriver tip in there. Let's go get this out. So I did get one of the docks. It was successful. We got stuck on the beach, kind of. The truck was getting buried. I used a big trailer and sunk in. But we got the one. That is just top of the radiator cap. All right, let's keep down. I'm going to take those two screws out the top and these two off so we can get this up out of our way. I think I have them all out. Let's go see. Wiggle it to the side. You knew that rack was going to get in the way, right? Let's unplug the headlight. And we have an external switch over here. So can we unplug that? Well, that is hardwired. And we have two wires going to this. Can we take the switch off? Let's do that with the wires on it. I wonder if this is for like maybe an electric fan or something, that the fan failed and they hooked it to it. Should give us enough room, maybe. Just have wires. There we go. Emma. The oil tank. The oil tank looks like a pretty full level. Let's go throw the cap back on there without getting a bunch of junk in there. Looks like we have some kind of relay here. So coming off that switch, there's another wire. Did it go to the... Where did it go to? No, that's hooked up separate. So this was hooked to nothing on the other end, unless I didn't see it. So we'll have to investigate that later. We have a ballast resistor. We got a bunch of critter shells all in it. Let me take a shot back. We'll back this up, and then hit with an air gun and blow it off, and we'll see if we have any damage in all this stuff. Definitely some afterthought wire. You know what it is? It just got hand warmers. Right? Yeah, so it's got electric hand warmers. That's what that switch is doing. Softy. I have them on mine too. All right, let me go clean some stuff up, and then we'll get the gas tank out of our way. That vacuum cleaner, if you can see it, it's putting out more dirt than it's cleaning up. I gotta find a different one. Might not have a filter in that one. Let's try that again. Not as much power on this one though. Time for the air gun. Got a couple of screws for this plate, which is holding that gas tank in. What size are they? 7/16. I tried an impact gun. It didn't work. It's got a 3/8. Keep forgetting this is made in the USA. It's got USA hardware. Snap them. Some stuff was 10mm though. Some of the screws that we're holding the covers on. Should be able to get them with the gun now. I see a fuel shutoff on the side, so my guess is when we pull that tank away, there's going to be fuel line. Yeah, on top. This probably goes to the pet, which is staying on the body. Yeah, we're going to have to take this off no matter what. It's not going to move for us. We're just going to rid off the carb. See if we get any fuel coming out of it, or water, or what we get. Not gonna pee on us. See if that'll go with the tank. We'll clamp it. We'll buy scripts. Think it'll move now? Something went clip. I'm going to eyeball the front of the tank and see what's binding around the front side and try to get a fuel line off, and we'll get that out of our way. Gas tank actually didn't put up too much of a fight. I did have to unthread the choke, was run through that bracket, so I got that out of the way. Especially that plug doesn't get changed very often. Bit of a bitch to get to. Let's see what that looks like. No matter what, we'll put a new one of them in. Definitely very carboned and richened up. Let's go throw some oil down that. I think we got a pull start on this, right? Yeah. Let's go throw a little bit of a fogger in it. Fogger. Usually I use the oil, but I'm kind of switching over to this stuff because I have it. It's the stuff that you're supposed to put in an engine when you put it away. Alright. Use the great tell. Let's go give her a couple of pulls on the rope. Hopefully it does something. Boy, it seems very tight for something that's got no spark plug in it. We're not in gear or anything, are we? I don't think so. There it goes. I'm going on your side. Back up a little too. It's kind of zoomed in. But that's why I put the oil in it. Well, let's get the rag out of the intake too. There it goes. It's definitely super tight when we started though. Let's throw the plug back in it, wherever that ended up. And we'll put the key in it, we'll turn it on, see if we have any spark. We might need a battery for it to show spark, but let's just see. Alright, we are looking right there, our key is on. And the run stop switch is on. Oh yeah. That's 90% of the battle right there. Because if it don't have spark, it could be a whole other mess of things. Good. I want to. Let's go dump a little bit of fuel in it and see if it'll just kick off for us. Well, there might be a good chance that something is living in the exhaust and it may shoot out. So if you keep an eye on that, let's go give her a good shot of that. Again, the oil kind of kills it a little bit. Let's just see if it'll play it all. You got electric start too, so if the starter works, we can try with that. let's go see. Full start. Alright! Anything come out of the exhaust? Good. Sounded good too. This isn't all kind of rappy and clappy and all that kind of stuff. I say we probably should get that carburetor off of there because if we don't, it's going to need it. So why don't we just kind of jump on it right now, and we'll get this air box out of our way, which are these clamps. There is another clamp right there to get. We can take this, it'll come off. This will be our slide. It's our gas pedal. And I'll have a jet on the bottom of that. Other than the varnishy fuel that I see, it's sucking up that yellowy fuel. It's not too bad. This is going to be probably a breather. Yeah, a breather to nowhere. So let me get the air box out and the carb off, and we'll pop the bowl off, see what kind of crappy that is. Maybe we'll let that soak and we'll take a peek at some other stuff. I should probably push it outside and hit with the steam cleaner, huh? Definitely would give it some help. Plus, we got a belt under there that maybe we're going to go look at. All right, air cleaner off. Hopefully that boot is in good condition. I see it kind of oil soaked. I don't know where the oil injection comes in. Sometimes it'll introduce it into the carb, and sometimes it does it into the crankcase. Yeah, we got no other lines going to this, so it might be direct into the bottom of the crank. This is an overflow. Yeah, it's an overflow, but it's got a check valve on it. In case water comes in. Let's go pop that over on the bench and go crack that open, see what we got. And where are we? Turn the fan off for a little bit. So you hear yourself think. Let's go get whatever gas is in it, out of it. Yeah, it's a good vintage. I also see too stuff that is stored indoors, you know, temperature controlled. It doesn't seem to have as much issues as stuff that is stored outdoors, and I think just because going through the temperature changes, the air goes in and out, like it breathes, whether the gas tank or the carburetor. It's changing the air that is around it, and along with the humidity, so the moisture is kind of building up and dissipating, expanding and contracting. You know what I'm talking about. Because I had my four-wheeler. I bought one four-wheeler new, which is a 2003 Suzuki Vincent. One of the only two things I ever bought new. I still have it. It didn't get used for a while, but it was stored in like a somewhat heated. It's like garage, kind of like under, and it didn't have these issues. Ready? We don't have to take that out. Do you take it apart, do I? I didn't think so. Let's see. I want to break the gasket. The gasket's fighting me. There it goes. Pretty clean. Very clean, actually. And you know, if I didn't take it apart, it would have been sucky. But we're still going to go and do our thing. There's some dirt in there. I see some sitting on the jet there. And then down in the cubby, down in there, there's like a little bit of gel happening. Can we get these off? I'm just going to leave them. I am going to go and have this stuff go in the ultrasonic. I'm going to wash it off with a parts washer first, get rid of the muddy crap. Good. And while it's doing its thing, we can we get the gasket off without breaking it? We can jump on some other stuff. I want to see if that electric start works. And I'm concerned that there's a nest in where that belt is, because that's got to have a big breather going into that area too. And if they got into the tight spots around the tins, I would think possibly they got in around there. We got it? Definitely because it got hot though, huh? You know how burnt that gasket is. All right, I am going to take a few more pieces out of this. I'm gonna take some jets out and everything. I'm gonna go Actually, I'm gonna go wash it in a parts washer before I do anything. Get all that crud off of there, and take the hoses off. We'll take the air fuel mix right there, and we'll let it soak, and we'll look into some other stuff. Good. So far, so good. Look at jets out. This is the main. You want to thread this, and then this can push up out of the center of the carburetor, and then here's the idle jet. The idle jet does have some clogging in it. Not showing up in camera or not, but you can see those little. It doesn't want to focus. A couple of little holes are getting clogged, so that would have made it so it wouldn't idle. Other than that, pretty decent though. Just got to get the needle and seat out of it, and we'll let this soak. Cleaned up pretty good too. So the next thing I want to kind of look into is where the CVT transmission, the clutches and everything are, the belt, which would be under here. It looks like we have to take the plastic off, but to take the plastic off, we also have to take the rack off. And then the hardware just wants to kind of break a lot of times, mostly probably down in here. Getting this stuff off of it can be, is that a nut and bolt? Yeah, so if we break them, at least we can repair them. But here's the other half of that cover, Let's try just unloosening the hardware in the front. Let's pull it back a little bit, see if we see any kind of nesting going on in there. Maybe we don't have to. Let's go lift the air table up. Let's get this thing up in the air a little bit. Easier to work on. That's what we'll do. We'll pull that back a little bit, if we can. I got it up. We can take a better peek at what is happening. Let's go see if we can get a finger on that fan. Fan does turn. I see the front's chain drive too. You look right down through the center there. I see a front sprocket. Man, they don't do that anymore, huh? Yeah, so under that plastic cover right there, so there's the chain that drives the front differential also. And so my guess is that that's the output chain going to the rear. It's probably got an intermediate chain here. Goes over to a jack shaft, which may or may not turn the four-wheel drive on here, which drives a chain to the front differential, and then to the CV joints and out. Seems like a lot of stuff, doesn't it? I'm kind of wondering, because I do want to hit it with a steam cleaner. I wonder if it'd be worth just taking the rest of the stuff off of it to get to it. It's, dirt-wise, it's going to get just as dirty as it was, but I wonder if there's mechanical things. Here's a rear brake that it's going to need some loving anyway. That feels like it bottoms out without doing anything. Hydraulic. We also have a hydraulic line coming down, so it's got one lever working front and rear brakes, maybe. As you wear it, go get that cover off or pulled away. That may help us make a decision. If it's got we see a bunch of crap sticking out of it, then we already know, or we see a belt that's cooked. Well, you may have noticed I decided to change my mind. Possibly I have all the hardware out to get all this possibly off of here. Because there was no getting that cover off the peak in. So the more I look, the more stuff we kind of need to do too. That rear chain needs to be replaced at least. And then probably, that braking system looks kind of iffy. Look at those brake pads, not much on them. And that chain looks like it's kind of like holding its position. Plus, it seems like it has a lot of slack in it. I don't know what we have for adjustment on that rear end. But if I have one, we might put one on. Okay, what were we doing? We were trying to get this side cover off, right? I think the boot is already off the top of it. Let's go run around with some hardware. Get rid of some hardware. Yeah, that's a What if that's aftermarket? That looks like a Ford starter relay. Maybe somebody added to it because the position just looks kind of weird. Let's go grab a. Yeah, that's not even tight. That one. What we got at the bottom? A couple. Let's go buzz them off. See who's living inside. Go try another one. See if they're all like that. Yeah. That's the length of it. I don't know if I can get behind it with spray. I'll try. The ones on the bottom that are soaked in the, that went underwater, they're the ones that are going to be an issue. How about that one up here that was hanging out? Looks like I cross-threaded that one. Maybe. I'm going to spray some juice on those bottom ones, see if I can get them to break free. Yeah, two on the bottom aren't having it. We're going to end up having a... Maybe not. About to say it's just got like there's a plastic cover on the backside with like a PEM nut in it. I was just gonna nut and bolt it if it broke. Seems like I might want to play. Either that or the whole thing is spinning in the plastic right now. Yeah, that is what is happening. Would have been out of it by now. Let's go try the other. Yeah. So they are spinning in the plastic. So, what to do about that? I don't know, because you can't get to them. They're kind of in a sucky spot. You know, like, how are you gonna get behind those? Down in there. I think they are right there. I don't know if this removes or not. Yeah, they're riveted. It's all riveted on. Well, let's go pull the cover away just see if we can see anything. Might not, let's not dig a hole if we don't need to. Let me get two hands on it. Are we missing one? Did I forget the one up here? Yes, I did. Oof, it don't look good. The clutch material itself is all corroded, the plates, and that belt is chewed. I can see chomp marks. Yeah, that is going to need a bunch of love. I can see all the corrosion where we turned it over. You can see on top of the secondary drive there. It's got all crap on it. Has to come off. All right, I'm going to work on that. Boy. I wonder if I heat the bolts up and you can get in there. Let the plastic just kind of goo out of the way. What would you do? Yep, big old nest. You guys can see. Big old nest. sitting down in there. Yeah, that's got to get cleaned out. Figures. Is that I came up through this pipe into the breather and just went down and made a nest. So I think, so this is what we're dealing with on the other side. Is this piece is spinning. And it's socket in there. I can take a mirror look on the back side of that so we can come up with something. One way or another, even if we have to cut the plastic, I wonder if we can get in there and cut the bolt. What do you think the chances are we can get a Sawzall blade up in there? Cut the head off of that one. The other one forward up. Possibly we can kind of try to get it from underneath and cut it. That one's going to be more difficult. We can go work with this one first. Learn our pattern. I go from there. See if we can get up there with a short blade. The problem is it's going to tear up the cover too, but I don't think I have much of a choice. All right, I'm going to work on that. Unfortunately, the camera's kind of right where I need to be. Let's see how bad we tore up that cover. And if it comes out, definitely put up a fight. Oh yeah. Now we didn't have to remove it. Let's see what damage I did. I had to cut Sawzall this way. We didn't break through the seal, that's good. And we should be able to get in there and nut and bolt. This one, I was able to get on the edge of it. Good. Alright, let's go get that crap literally out of there. Let's see what we got. We gotta get a belt ordered for this thing. I don't know if anybody's gonna have one local. Yeah, that would have been good to fire it up and let it run through, huh? Let me grab a glove in that trash box. Let's get that. It's wet too. I think the light's ready to shut off. Insulation. Something is, some part of the house is missing insulation. Let's try to back it up if we can. Yeah. The other part too is whether our clutches are working, you know. And see what they chomped on the belt right there. Let's go see if we can get a number. See if I can order that. And hopefully that clutch is good too. See, we got seized up on this. The material on both sides is supposed to be kept fairly clean. Here's the bolt we cut off. Yeah, let me see if I can walk that belt off of there. And I want to get on that to see if that is available for us. If not, this might be a two-part video. I'll get the other stuff in. Rest of the crap. Try to walk that belt off. I gotta get it spread. Spread them. I don't think we're gonna mar the surface up too much. Let's go and there we go. The best way to do this on the front one or the back one. We're supposed to be able to walk it off the back, right? There we go. Get out of there. Nothing wrong with that. Right there, they chomped on it. I don't know if that would affect. Problem is, like on the belts, usually, like if you smoke the belt, like it's the clutch starts slipping on in one spot, it'll burn a spot in it, so it vibrates really bad going down the trail. Those nibbles on it are on the outer side, but I would definitely want to, while we have this far apart, put a new one on it. Let me go see if they have anything available real quick. Get that on order. So I was able to order a belt. It should be in tomorrow. It's $100. About to be expected on those. So this clutch, the way this works, as you speed up, this one wants to squeeze together, and this one just has a constant tension on it with spring that holds it together. And then as this one squeezes together and the belt rides higher and higher in the groove, it forces this one to drive down further and further in groove, and it changes the gear ratio between the two. And when it's not at an idle, this is backed off so far that it's not doing anything, and it just goes, belt sits still and it goes around kind of like a neutral. I think this also has neutral as far as the gear selector. The problem being, you see those little chunks up on top, all this? Yeah, that's supposed to be like almost mirror finish. And we are to the point where it's, you know, chunky at best. And you can see where definitely it's sat with the corrosion. Plus, you know, this section was probably mice and mouse piss, very acidic, and it just kills the aluminum. I'm gonna go take some time, maybe not. We gotta wire wheel all that crap out of there and get it to function. But I think maybe what we can do, I think the carburetor's probably done. Maybe we'll just kind of continue on trying to get our engine running correctly, and we'll worry about this at another time. Possibly there might be stuff available. I think this we could salvage. I know it looks pretty bad, but it's not like that, you know. That's just, you know, freaking wasted. Plus I don't know what this side of it looks like, but that side looks pretty bad. I don't know if we could take it off, maybe put it on the lathe and try cleaning it up. Anyway, let's go get our carburetor back. Oh, you know what we could do? Let's go get the a jumper pack, and we'll put it on the starter, on the leads, and we'll hit the starter, see if the electric start does anything. Also, let's go look at that battery, see if it's holding any kind of charge. So here's the battery. And if we it's only on 2 amps. Let's just disconnect. Nah, it's not holding anything. Right, let's go bump that up to 10. Right now it's on 2. Let's go give it I heard it make a different noise. 12 volt, is that 12 volt 2 amp right there? Or is that 15 amps? So the 6 volt, right? 2 amps, that's 2 amps, 12 volt. And then, this is out of my choices, yeah, 2 or 15, so let's go to 15. We'll let it set on 15 for half hour or so and see if that decides to take anything. If not, it's going to need a battery. Let's go get our jumper pack. Hot lead. Do we have a... It's got to have a ground wire for the battery, right? Hello. It's a hot side. Where's the ground? Got the ground? Let's go give that. Key is still on. And what is our start button? That red one up there? Or is that one for see which one says start. That's for two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive. Start. Nothing. Oh, there we go. Okay, that works. That's what we're doing. Let's go get the carburetor. I'll get that back together. We'll get that on. See if we can get it to run. And go from there. Still got brakes to look at. Oh, there's a bunch of other stuff. Yeah, again, this thing's 30 years old. And ATVs, this thing says it has 1,700 miles on. Yeah, it's 1,700 miles at like 8 miles an hour over rocks and trees and everything. So they definitely take their lickings. Especially there, huh? Oof. Yes, that was definitely well done. Woo. Let that cool off and get that float ball drained back in there. Let's go let her down. Got the carb on. Let's go throw a new spark plug in it. So I made a mistake. And that was, I didn't check my stash. And I have a belt, different part number, but it looks like the same size, and written on it said Polaris 700 Sportsman. 2002 to 2000 something. But it physically looked the same size. Would definitely like to have tried it. But sorry, I got the other one. That. Let's go turn up fuel on, see if any gas pisses out anymore. Plus this, I left the primer bulb hooked up to it, so we should be able to force feed that carburetor. And we're stopping. That's good. Let's go pop that on there. Let's go back you up, and we'll see if we get her to fire up on its own with electric start. Yes, she does. Throttle is working. There is a choke here. Should say enrichment. Key is on. Let's try it with the no choke. Get no power. Don't make me wrong. I'll run. Crank. I know you worked. Check the back storm. Yes. Yes. Who doesn't want to play? I don't have to hit a brake or nothing, right? Oh, am I in neutral? Ha! There's a problem. The air cleaner on it, so it might be sounds pretty good, huh? I'm surprised nothing came out of the exhaust. Let's go watch that clutch. See if we can get that clutch to close up. So we're looking at that gap in there. Nah, it's not doing anything. I was looking for these to close up. Trying to stay out of harm's way in case it flings anything. Sounds good though. The rest of it seems like it's okay. See if the choke is off. It should kill it. Yeah. All right, let's go try to fire it back up. That's it. Yeah, the clutch is blowing chunks out as it spins around. Clear it up a little. I loaded it up. Those run. Ah. Whew. Yeah, she's a two smoker. Yeah, so we got no movement on that clutch. I will guess that this right here is frozen and just kind of stiff on it. We're gonna take all that apart. Here's these are fly weights. They are supposed to walk out and move on itself, and the spring is what adjusts the tension of when it comes into play. And then the back section is pretty much what you see. Not focus. Well, here's my thought. I mean, what do you think? I think we'll wait for some parts to get in, and we'll try to tackle the more of it. We got to the point where we should know the engine runs. We don't know anything about the rest of it, but that is definitely going to need some love. We're going to have to get into those clutches and start, tearing some stuff. And I'm going to need a puller to get that off of there. I borrowed one once before. Maybe he has there's like a inside here. There's like a thing that threads into it. Actually, I think I might have ordered a kit that fits that. Anyway, that's all got to come apart. We got to fix those clutches before we go anywhere. We're just taking them apart and trying to do the best we can on those surfaces to get them functioning. But maybe we'll do that another day and try not to make a 2.5 hour video as it is. Anyway, what I could do if you guys want to hang around a little bit, I did. We went to the Diresta 500 this past weekend. It was a go-kart event. Jimmy Diresta has a go-kart track once a year we go to around the 4th of July weekend. And all kinds of weird and eclectic stuff we had running around. It was a very good time. And I shot some footage of that, so maybe I'll post some of that on the end of that. You guys can hang out and have a little bit of enjoyment with that. My best event in the summer, I must say. Very fun thing to go to. All right, guys, with that, I'm going to go turn the fan on, go suck some of the smoke out of here. And when we come back, we will pressure wash this. We'll start getting into those clutches, and hopefully we have a drivetrain that works and puts power out to the wheels. They get into the brakes. We got a bunch of stuff to do on it. It definitely wasn't going to be just a carburetor cleaner. I kind of expected that. All right, guys, with that one, thank you all for hanging out with me, having a little bit of wrenching fun, bringing old junk back to life, and we'll do it again sometime real soon. Till then, I'll see you later. Oh yeah, I could probably order a battery too. Let's go see what it's doing on that 15, see if that did anything for it. No, going dead right away. All right, I'm gonna leave it on 2 amps. I'll just let it trickle overnight, see if possibly it tries to take anything, but I guess I gotta order a YTX 14AH.
Maybe it's just mountain air.
Could be.
What's it doing?
It's adjusted for
Anytime you take the choke off.
It's dirty, huh?
Yeah.
I guess it's tuned for South Jersey.
Or a little dirty.
Pull the jet out of the bottom, blow it out, put it back in. It sounds like a little bit of dirt in it.
Okay.
You want to go around?
Oh, you know how you did that.
This is amazing.
See if we can blow it out a little bit. I don't have any there. Hey, this is amazing. Hey. Did you already take it for a lap? I missed it? I love it. Or she just pulled it in? Just pulled it in. Considering where this started, this is amazing.
Yeah. Just like her art. You gotta drive her art around.
Why'd you guys do the flash for the light?
What's that?
What'd you do?
Weekend ago?
Okay.
Reverse? It's something with reverse.
It's that Tractor Supply, that little Jeep
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
That's what he built it on, yeah. It's just a parade float on a Jeep.
It's the trees.
Oh, it's so fun.
Good.
There's a kart station.
Another GF, right?
Told you to stay on it. Ready? You got gas on?
Yeah, I got gas on. It sounds like it has to idle up a little bit. Last
I
year
was
the
in
first
the
year.
engineering.
Oh, okay. Manual handbrake instead of
So do you steer it by grabbing the head and pointing the direction you want to go, or?
No, he came up with it. You got to put hands on it, then that's how you do it. That's a lot. Oh, yeah. For future? Next version? Yeah.
That's the
Next time.
It's running around like a chicken with its head cut off.
Main point.
And then when did you start it?
Oh, yeah.
2. That's a wow.
Brakes working again.
You gonna go out sliding?
What's that?
Going out sliding?
Yeah.
All right, I will. Yeah.
That car is fucking
Hooked it. Heads up.
It's his creation. You want it, you're okay? Or you want it?
going pretty good.
Try to lean to the outside. I know it's counterintuitive, but your tires are scrubbing and pushing you. Try to lean to the outside. See if it'll make the turn better.
Got that color option as well. We're welding. Oh, you're welding? Oh, all right. Oh, cool.
It's alive. That's made from like Boys Life or Popular Mechanics magazine. It was the kit, the instructions you could build out of wood. The whole cart's made out of wood, and he made it. 60s or 70s. What year was the magazine that you took it out of?
What's that?
What year was the magazine that you copied?
1970.
Yeah. What magazine was it? Popular Mechanics.
I was thinking about writing them a letter, telling them I built this, and that their plans really sucked. It took me 50 years to build it.
Bicycle handlebars. Oh! Go.
Not supposed to be there.
There's that. I don't know where the other part of it went. That's the hard part to find, the little...
You have really just the
Yeah. That's a light chain too for that.
It could have fallen off a while ago already.
Luckily this is there. I hit that last tire pretty hard. I wondered why I wasn't slowed down. No brakes, no steering.
Sorry about your paint job over here. It's pretty fast.
About halfway in now. You hit it. Going good?
I don't know, maybe.
And renting out 4 spots that says I have trailers and stuff. So trying to complete almost That is the most careful I've ever been with anybody's cart. Stop.
Let's wreak havoc on your face.
Well, for how thin it is, I'm like,
Oh yeah. What's the wood, do you know? It's not balsa wood enough.
knowing Jackman, it's probably pallet wood. No joke. It's probably pallet wood.
Did it have some weight to it? You lifted it? Or?
Compared to like a fiberglass shell, yes, but it's not actually that heavy. Like, it looks heavier than it probably actually feels.
There goes the duck.
That piece of threaded rod's not great.
It is going. I saw it. I mean, with a vibration of that. The head should be a little looser. So when it goes around turns, it leans.
Hear it for every day.
You get on it, it will go.
Don't let the door hit you in the ass.
No, get out.
Ain't got no brakes, so back it up.
You got the right accent for it.
This thing just runs on hopes and dreams. And even then, I'm running out of.
We could, well, we'll do a little bit. I gave it a little, yeah. I'm out of air now.
Can you see?
Rob, blow him.
Yeah, we get a bottle of water or something. Towards the end.
Who is?
Ross took up a bottle of water.
Take a rip real quick. I'm doing that.
Where's the red button?
I got you.
Let's see, so we're backwards.
Backwards is forwards.
I was gonna say, we gotta give you a push on it, right?
Yeah, come on.
Matt, walk your hand.
Come on. Gotta push. Whip. There you go.
Smells rich. he goes.
Just got crossed up with nowhere to land.
Realize how narrow it was in back the wheel span.
I think it's loading up though. You just gotta hold that thing open and get clear out.
Run with ya. Going down. Oh, you gotta be shitting me. Hold on.
What?
Okay, this guy. I'm not having full. Hold on. What's up? I've been this guy. I'm full.
It's kind of like, what's the point of a skydiver wearing a helmet? If you're gonna die, you're gonna die. Thanks. Tell Winnie I love her.
Pop that air cleaner off and try it.
Yeah, it's pop it off. It's tight.
Yeah.
I gotta pick this side up and swing it a little bit. 2x4 to put under that? Yeah. There's 2x4 to put
Hold up. He can't see you. There's no way to see out of that. It's got a camera in the front and a little screen up on the side. He's looking to his right to see where he's going.
That was Rob's idea. It was not my idea.